and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
Day or night, tasting just the right. You can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So sit on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle noodle.
September, back to class and back to carting the kids around. Good news. Until the end of the month at Wolf GMC Buick, get GMC employee pricing on all remaining 2025 GMC Sierras, so you'll have loads of room. Plus, get 0% financing on Sierra light-duty crew cabs. If you're eyeing up an SUV, we have the completely redesigned GMC Terrain and our entire Buick family with incredible prices. And Costco members up to $1,200 additional off the price. Come see us, corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to
Has time. Locates Barkley in the backfield.
30 Bar. Presented
with some nifty moves along the way.
With 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic.
September 11th to 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
There's something we need to talk about. Debt. It's an uncomfortable topic, but the truth is, most of us carry some form of debt, and we are ashamed to talk about it. My name is Parveen Middleton, a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. Every day, people struggling with debt come to me for a solution.
Now third down to 13, blitz coming.
And will lead you to debt.
When he gets there, it's a touchdown, Cowboys.
BDOdebt.ca to learn more.
It's not about calendars or even thermometers. At Sherwood Honda, summer doesn't end till you take your foot off the gas. There's still so much driving to do, and not just the obligations. Beach days, getaways, just out there for fun. Sherwood Honda has fuel-efficient, dependable SUVs, hybrids, and crossovers. Keep summer rolling. So if you still want
the Blue
summer,
Jays have taken the lead.
Some more at Sherwood Honda.
The Jason Gregor Show.
Has time. Now locates Barkley in the backfield. Barkley slips 2 tackles and picks up the first down. Being up in the air to the 30. A gain of 14 for Barkley with some nifty moves along the way.
On Sports 1440.
Now third down and 13, blitz coming. Prescott able to get out of the end zone, and now airs it out for Lamb. He's got it. He's gone. When he gets there, it's a touchdown, Cowboys.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
And now the lines one deep left field, and it is gone. And the home runs just keep on coming, and the Blue Jays have taken the lead.
Just after 2 o'clock. How are you? On a lovely Thursday afternoon. It is the Jason Gregor Show. As always, brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, where, of course, Daily Grand today, where $1,000 a day for the next 20 years, $7.3 million. Get your tickets at playalberta.ca as the NFL kicks off another season tonight as the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles will begin their defense, taking on the Dallas Cowboys. And what are the Cowboys going to be this year? No Micah Parsons. They brought in Clark. They got 2 first-rounders. Obviously, the first-rounders aren't helping them this season. But what do you make of the Cowboys? They have a 500 team. Can they surprise me better? Dak Prescott has never missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. Could this be the first time? We'll see. Some other news. Amari Cooper has decided to retire from the NFL after he returns to the Raiders. Does not last. So Amari Cooper is out. And I wonder how many people drafted him in their fantasy league late. Anybody? Bueller? We'll see. Oilers had a chance to see a few of their players. I just want to say this. The captain's skate to make any sort of evaluation would be somewhat foolish, I would say. It is drills and then some shinny, non-contact. So not much to say. But there are some things. David Tomasek. I know now he was listed at 180. No, he's not 180. That guy's closer to 200 pounds. He's a lot bigger than I think he was listed at. I even talked to Andrew Peard, PR guy for the Oilers, and he goes over and fills out all the stuff. And he's like, first thing I noticed when it was introduced to him, I was like, you're not 180. So he's and that's not in a negative, like he's out of shape. He's just bigger, thicker guy. So closer to 200 pounds could help. We'll see. Until I see him in a game or 2 or 3 or 4, hard to know what you got in David Tomasek. It's got the goatee. You don't see a lot of guys rolling on the Orders of the goatee. So that's the one thing that will stand out for him. Johnson, the young goaltender who signed his first pro deal with the Edmonton Oilers, he's massive. That's the one thing that stood out. Now, he is going to battle him and Nathaniel Day. Will be battling to see who's the backup in Bakersfield this year, and then who's the starter. And I wonder if you see them flop back and forth where one guy goes down to the ECHL, gets a good run of playing games, and then will come up and the other guy goes down. I could see that happening for the Oilers with their young goalies, because you want your goalies to play, right? Just like you want your forwards to play, you want your defense to play. You want your young goalies to play. You don't want them to be, I think, sitting in a backup role for any extended period of time. That would not be ideal by any stretch of the imagination. So we'll touch on that. Also, you have the Elks getting set to take on the Stampeders. We're going to talk about that later on in the program today. We'll have Jason Smith from Fox Sports preview the NFL season. We got little oil stuff. Terry Ryan will be by. We got Spec GM of the Edmonton Elks, Ed Hervey, will join us. They signed another defensive lineman today, so we'll get into that. Also, some thoughts on rookie camp, but a lot of texts coming in. Here's my question of the day. Very simple at 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Simply, who do you like to finish first in the AFC and the NFC? I'm not going to pick Super Bowl because so much can happen, but who do you see winning AFC and the NFC? Connor Halley, who do you like? Not when I say winning, I mean finishing first to get the bye.
First to get the bye. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are probably my safest pick there. It's not going to shock too many people. Team's just loaded. I don't think they have a weakness really that stands out right now. Injuries can happen, things can change, but the Philadelphia Eagles would be for the NFC. AFC is going to be a lot more congested. You got probably 3 or 4 teams you could go for, but I'm going to stick with the Baltimore Ravens. And I just really like what they've done, keeping some of that core group together, but also adding players on that defense. They get Jair Alexander from the Packers, cornerback, a guy who can help out. We know the teams in that division like to pass the ball in that conference, whether it's Burrow, Josh Allen, or Patrick Mahomes. So anytime you can add to the secondary. And they had a really good draft. Mike Green, who went in the 3rd round, I believe, had some character concerns, Some bad things that were reported about him coming out of college, but this guy's going to get after the passer. Like, he's going to be a menace out there. So I think that the Baltimore Ravens and Philadelphia Eagles will finish atop their conferences.
Ravens and the Eagles, right?
And I picked Lamar as my MVP yesterday, so I kind of got to roll with it.
Oh. What we're learning this week on the show is that Connor Halley is a closet Ravens fan. I think that's what we're learning. I don't know if that's official or not, but that's what we'll go with for this year.
Always liked how they, like, going back to Ozzie Newsome and now, the management staff they have, they draft well, they do things correctly. Like, they're always competitive. I love how they run that organization. So I wouldn't say closet Ravens fan, but maybe I am. Maybe I'm being exposed right now.
Did you notice everybody has beefs in sports? My one beef is how the most watered down term in the last few years around the NHL was generational talent. People were anointing Connor Bedard a generational talent. Give me a break. Guy never played in the NHL. And now you had people Archie Manning, who had never been a starter, was a generational talent. Now, after one game, I don't know if this guy is going to get drafted. Like, it's unbelievable how the ebb and flow of the ridiculous hot takes go. But I think the term generational talent, anybody who uses it should be instantly questioned on what, like, if you want to say Gretzky, generational talent, we would agree. The proven ones. I don't think we have to start out young in a career, generational talent. Why? I don't get it. Like, amongst your friends, we need to start this. Spread the word. You have one of your buddies having beer. Oh, you know what? This guy, generational talent. I don't know what the punishment should be, but it should be something. We should come up with it today on what should be the sports fan punishment. And sports media people, because a lot of them are the ones who use it way too early, way too often. It's ridiculous. It's like saying everybody's great. Not everybody in the NHL is great. Obviously, you're good. You're great to the average player, but in the league itself, no, it's not all great players. Right? Waters it down. But generational talent, it's become the most overused term right now. And I think when people use it, it's like they don't even understand, well, what's generational talent mean? It's not what you think it means. I'll tell you that. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Hey, Gregor, Texans from Camrose Chris, the Texans. Now, is that just picking with your heart? Honestly? The Texans. That would be quite the bold finish, Connor Halley.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're trying to, spin it, play in a division with the Jags, the Titans, and the Colts, so you could get a lot of wins there. I really do like their defense. Stingley on one side, Lassiter, and then, the pass rush duo, Daniel Hunter and Will Anderson Jr., who's my pick for Defensive Player of the Year. So, I mean, I think it's a bit of a long shot. We need CJ Stroud to prove it a little bit more, probably be more of a threat. The running back room is not great for the Texans right now. If you're counting on Nick Chubb, who's, the bionic man potentially right now, but I mean, there could be crazier picks. It's definitely bold.
Woody Marks, man. Don't count out Woody Marks.
I took him in one of my leagues, actually, just in case.
Yeah, late.
Yeah, very last pick, actually.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping Joe Mixon gets back, but the reports don't look good. And with Chubb's history of injuries, I mean, there's probably not a guy I root for more than Nick Chubb. But, man, what he's gone through, his legs got to be jello.
Well, we'll see. But a few Texans fans. Attaboy, Connor, there's always room on the bandwagon. A few Ravens fans. I like it, Con man. There we go.
Never.
We
got Chargers got their GM from the Ravens, so I was happy by that one, the way they run things.
Guys, every time I hear the intro music with Razor's Edge, I still get jacked about thinking Ferraro. I miss him as a regular guest. Yeah, well, you know what, Ray? He comes on periodically, but he wanted to commit less time to doing media. I still talk to Ray quite often. I love chirping with Ray because he always has just random out of the blue. I'll be watching a broadcast and he'll be doing something that's a little bit off, and I'll just set a zinger. Oh, he loves it. He loves chirping back too, so it's always funny. But you know what? I always respect a guy who was like, you know what? I've been doing it a long time. I want a little bit more family time. Totally understandable. Totally get it. So, but we did have the next generation of Ferraro on the station quite often, which is fantastic. Hey guys, what are your thoughts on my Denver Broncos. They surprised last year at 10-7. Can they improve? I'm not sure where I sit. It's a good question. Now, Cons, I know this is going to be hard for you because they're in your division of the LA Chargers. But what do you make? Like, Bo Nix, like, he really came on in the second half of the season last year.
Yeah, he was good. There are some people that kind of want to, break him down a little bit, saying the depth per attempt was not very big, like a lot of kind of screen passes that inflated the percentages and things of that sort. But if it works, what does it matter? If you can move the ball downfield, and that's some of the players' strengths, Marvin Mims, Cortland Sutton, guys who are good after the catch. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but I do like what they've done. The defense last year was really good. And I don't know if you ever saw the clip. Who was it? It was good. John Gruden and someone from Barstool. And it was like, I'll give you $20 for every player on that defense you can name. And he named Patrick Surtain. That was the only one. Like, it was kind of the air quote, no name defense, but they went out there, spent some money in free agency, first round pick on a guy who's probably going to be their starting slot corner at some point. I think they're building up something really nice in Denver. Offensively, it's going to go with Bo Nix, but J.K. Dobbins, when healthy, really good. RJ Harvey probably going to start taking over the bigger share of the carries as the season goes on. And, they're a place where players want to play. Evan Ingram had a chance to go to a bunch of different places, decided with the Denver Broncos. So, yeah, I mean, it would not surprise me if they were to finish top in the AFC West. Like, I think they're building that good of a team, and they got a really good head coach in Sean Payton. It's all on Bo Nix, though. He's got to keep that ship going in the right direction. But I think they've got the players and the talent to do so. And then, they've been a team that drafts really well also. So I think they've got a pretty bright future.
I'm curious amongst our listeners, how many of you are first-time fantasy football players this year? It's, I know, there, or maybe you're going to be a first-time NHL fantasy. Either one. Let me know. 833-401-1440. And what kind of league are you in? That's what I'm always curious about. Like, what would be, to me, the easiest league to play to start would be a PPR league. And actually, I would never play a non-PPR league. I don't think it'd be that fun. You're just playing for touchdowns, which obviously happen at a much lower rate than any sort of reception or yards gained, right? So for me, I think it would be whether it's full PPR or even half PPR, fine, one of the two. I like PPR. I think it evens out things. Before that, the running backs are just so valuable to a team. Now, obviously, they throw the ball. Now you've got running backs who maybe just come in on third down and catch a few balls. So you can spread it out, especially if you have a 12-team league or more. It works, but I'm curious how many newbies who finally decided to try it out. I know some people have sailed back. We actually got a lot of guys. I used to be in 6 fantasy drafts. It was too much. I'm down to 2. I think I'll enjoy it way more. Cons, how many drafts are you in this year?
I'm in 3 this year.
Okay, so not terrible.
That's kind of where I like to cap it. I don't like being in so many leagues where, I'll just use the example of Devontae Adams. He beats you in one league, but then wins you in another league. Like, it just gets to be too much where you're balancing it all out. So I like 3. I've got one I take a little more serious than another, and then we've got the Fantasy Frenzy League, the team that the Duke and I kind of manage together. So 3 is probably where I cap it. I've had offers to go into more leagues, and I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I'm in 2. I've been in 1 for a long time, but I'm in a guillotine league. So honestly, I could be out in week 1. But for anybody who doesn't know what a guillotine league is, it's basically you start out with, in our league, it's 18, and you got a 14-man bench, and there's fab dollars and everything, free agency like that. No trades allowed. But once, all you got to do is finish with anywhere from first, or in this case, 17th most points the first week. As long as you're not last. The last team, they're out. And I'm like, it's a pretty big donation for 1 week. So we'll see if I like it or not. Cons, talk to me in a few weeks. So
I love the concept of it, though. Just don't finish last, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
You can't have that bad week. I think it sounds like a lot of fun. That's what I could get into. If I had to do another league, that would be the format I would want to do.
Well, I'll say that it's kind of like the old adage, you don't have to be the fastest runner when the bear's chasing you. Just don't be the slowest in the group.
Exactly.
That's all you need to be. So in this case, because the thing is, because I was like, well, what if you you got the best team for the first 5 weeks and then you have an injury or something and all of a sudden you're out? So that's what makes it very interesting. Really, what you do in each week, it totally doesn't matter. That's what's the old adage, I can only focus on the next game. In a guillotine league, that is actually true. What you did in the past really means nothing, because just because you had a great week, great, you had a great week. You don't get any bonus points for it. Just don't finish last. So that's all I want. I'm like, God, I don't want to be the first person out. This would be the worst.
Have you done any survivor pools?
Yeah, I've done a survivor pool where you got to pick the loser.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can do winner or loser, pick one team to advance, and you can't use them the rest of the year.
Right.
In our fantasy frenzy league, I've been eliminated week 1 the last 2 years. I don't know what it's like to be on that first week. Last year, the Bengals lost to the Patriots. The year before that, I forget exactly what it was.
The Bengals lost to the Patriots in week 1 last
week
year.
1. Like half our league was eliminated.
That's awesome.
So this year, I'm taking the Broncos. Don't let me down.
So if you look at games like, see, the Bengals-Browns would seem like a game where I'd be like, okay, I'm liking Cincinnati.
Eagles tonight.
Yeah, Eagles tonight. Arizona over the Saints. That's one I'd be pretty confident in.
Commanders, Giants.
Yeah, probably the Commanders. Yeah, I think I would go there for sure. But after that, like, Ravens, Bills, I'd stay away from that one for sure.
Absolutely.
Lions, Packers, Seahawks, 49ers, the Rams, Texans. Could be a good game, right? The Bears at home to the Vikings. I don't know. Right? The Vikings got the new young rookies. The Bears last year, people are like, oh, they have a lot of signs. Well, we've heard that. Ask the Detroit Red Wing fans, right? Ask, oh, no, this is the year they improve, right? Jets and Steelers, Aaron Rodgers game. What about the Colts and the Dolphins? Like, do you like one clearly where you're like, I'm super confident? Even the Falcons at home to Tampa Bay. Right? Even the Chiefs and Chargers, it's the neutral site game in Brazil. So I would still probably lean to the Chiefs if I had to, but I would avoid that game. So, yeah, the Eagles isn't a bad pick, but considering that, that's a great reminder that the Bengals lost to the Patriots in week 1 last year. Oof. It's a tough one.
I have to go find out. I could probably search it up right now, actually. Like what I picked in 2023. It was a big upset.
Hey, guys, how many different types of leagues are there? Well, there's PPR, full PPR. There's half PPR. Then you just have a standard league. Collins, what other leagues you playing?
Well, you could do guillotine, like you said. There's super flex where you can have 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
There's dynasty keeper.
Yeah, that's a keeper. And that's where you keep basically, well, it depends. Some teams keep way more.
Yeah.
Some teams, you only draft, you keep everybody, and then you just draft rookies. Right. Then you can have a league where you have a team defense, or you can have individual defensive players. If you want to go like, that's hardcore. When you're picking the D linemen, the linebackers, the secondary guys, like now you just, all it is more work. That's all. You love it. Great. But it's just more work. So if I was a rookie, I would never go in an IDP league for my first time. I just think it'd be too much.
And if you do read the rules, because sometimes like a tackle is worth a lot, so you can just pick up that linebacker who gets cooked all the time, but is right there to make the tackles. That's why I don't necessarily like those leagues, because if it is tackles, not always the best player going to get you points. It's kind of just that guy who does rack up tackles.
Yeah. A bad defense sometimes has a big time tackle.
They're on the field a lot. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, guys, I'm a veteran fantasy footballer, but first-time guillotiner. I've never been more nervous for week 1. Slurpee Sean. Well, they're like, even if you lose in week 2, you just don't want to be, because I could just imagine the chirps that will happen if you're the first person out in your guillotine league. Like, it'd be relentless because everybody's relaxing because they're not that guy, and it'll just be hardcore on the guy who gets chopped in the first week. So good luck to all of those in the guillotine league, except the guys in mine. I hope your guys get injured. No, I'm kidding. Because I might have them in my other league, so you never want to root for an injury. When we come back, Jason Smith will join us on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
The biggest game of the season. Your Edmonton Elks Labor Day rematch with the Calgary Stampeders on Saturday, September 6th. It's the next gen game presented by National Bank. Kids get in free with a paid adult P5 ticket, and tickets start at just $20. Score yours at GoElks.com.
What a performance by Action Electrical today. Their projects team kicked things off, designing and building with unmatched skill.
Then the service team swoops in for those crucial repairs and maintenance. And don't forget the testing team, ensuring everything's safe and sound before the solar team scores with sustainable energy.
A complete team effort. Have Action Electrical bring home a win for you and your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations. Okay. Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Day or night, tasting just the right. You can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle noodle.
September, back to class and back to carting the kids around. Good news. Until the end of the month at Wolf GMC Buick, get GMC employee pricing on all remaining 2025 GMC Sierras, so you'll have loads of room. Plus, get 0% financing on Sierra light-duty crew cabs. If you're eyeing up an SUV, we have the completely redesigned GMC Terrain and our entire Buick family with incredible prices. And Costco members up to $1,200 additional off the price. Come see us, corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road.
Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar. Presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids age 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic.
September 11th to 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$2:25. Welcome back on a lovely Thursday afternoon. It's the Jason Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where odds are even better in all the leagues, of course, including the NFL. So check it out on the Redefined app. Makes everything easier at PlayAlberta.ca. Jason Gregor alongside Connor Halley as we get to our NFL report brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. Home to no payments, no interest for 1 year on your AC unit or your furnace. Maintenance is very important. You might not need a new one. Get the maintenance. It lasts longer. Check it out at legacyheating.ca. We are joined now by the host. You listen to him right here in the evenings on Sports 1440 from Fox Sports Radio. Jason Smith joins us as the NFL will kick off tonight. The Eagles and the Cowboys. And Jason, it's it wouldn't be an NFL season if Jerry Jones wasn't a headliner for much of the offseason. Give me your thoughts now that you've had some time to evaluate the Micah Parsons trade for Clark and 2 first-rounders. Do you think it's like a blatant, obvious win for Green Bay, or did Dallas do all right?
Now, can I do it as Jerry Jones?
Sure.
Because my Jerry Jones impression, he's coming back to me now. The older he is getting, it's a little more lower in the voice now, so it's a little bit more like this. So, good morning to you. So, the trade, we traded Micah and brought back Tony Romo. So that's going to be a big thing. And Dak, we're tanking for the Manning kid, and I mean Cupper Manning.
I think we just lost Jason. I think Connor actually just hung up on him. I think he knocked the phone off. Oh, man. What a rookie. What a rookie. Just in the middle of the Jerry Jones. Oh, that is classic. Absolutely classic. And Jay's back with us now. So, Jerry, that was so good. It just knocked you off air.
Look, I don't no one hangs up on me, not even Steven, when he calls me to tell me that the draft has been moved to a different day. So I don't get to make any picks. Tells me that the draft is actually going to be on the Wednesday and the draft starts on a Thursday. I don't get to make picks anymore. It's good morning to you.
It is fat, and that's a pretty good impression, by the way. It is like,
and the thing is now, again, his voice is getting lower now, a little bit more and a little bit slower. So it's like his voice is now coming back towards me rather than my impression of him.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And like first rounders in the NFL, like they're worth a lot, right? Like you can, every round of the draft in the NFL, you can make a good pick and you can have guys who can impact your team, a few months later. And, the Micah Parsons, what about the fact when it came out of his injury? How many, should there be any concern for Packer fans?
Oh, well, no, the Packers made a great move, right? You get the best defensive player in the NFL who's 25 years old. I mean, this is a guy, this shows you Jerry Jones has lost his fastball. Like he never won on the field, but that was never the big thing for him. He always wanted to win off the field. He wanted to win with relevancy and money and attention, and the Cowboys, no matter what happens every year, being the most popular team in the NFL, right? That's what he's always wanted. But he's always succeeded business-wise. There's never been a guy that's left the Cowboys he didn't want to give money to. He wanted to pay Dak because it looks good that they drafted Dak as late as they did and he became a star. He wants to pay guys money because he likes the storyline. He likes the attention. But he blew it with Micah Parsons because Parsons is not like CeeDee Lamb and Dak and Ezekiel Elliott, who all sat back and said, okay, let Jerry do his talking, but in the end, I'm going to get paid, right? This is a huge, epic fail by Jerry Jones. And not only that, you trade him within the NFC, and you get first-round picks that are probably not going to be that high. I mean, look, anything can happen, clearly. But do you really think that where are the Packers going to pick the next couple of years? Do you think they're going to pick in the top 10, or do you think they're going to pick in the late 20s? And these are the first-round picks that you got in exchange from Micah Parsons. Like, it's almost like a fantasy football trade where you see a trade go down and you go, dude, if you would have called me, I would have given you more. Why didn't you call me? I'd have given you more for him. Like, that's kind of how this feels from Jerry Jones.
In the NFL, you know what? Bad teams seem to remain bad for a long time. Hello, Jets. And the good teams.
Hey, come on. Why'd you sideswipe me? I got some excitement. I love Aaron Glenn. Come on. I don't deserve that going into week one.
I know, but it's true. Them and the Sabres. God, we should have a bet, like which team's going to make the playoffs first in their different leagues, the Jets or the Sabres. But I look at the Eagles, and you know what? Good teams. We saw it for almost 2 decades with the Patriots. Like the top teams stay there, going back to the 80s. The Eagles are clearly that good. How good are they, Jay? Like, are they clearly for you the favorite when the season begins?
Well, look, I think there are a lot of people saying they're still one of the best teams in the NFL, right? Obviously. But here's the thing. You go back and look, why did they win last year? Saquon Barkley was phenomenal, right? It's a moment in time. It's him getting from the Giants to the Eagles and him running behind that offensive line. And look, if he played 17 weeks, he probably would have set the all-time rushing record in NFL history. But he didn't. But the guy had nearly 400 touches last year. Okay, that's a lot of touches. And the list of guys that go for that many touches, running backs from one year, and what they do the next year, yeah, that's not going to quite be the same kind of impact. So the Eagles are still going to be really good, but it's going to be a bit of a downturn for Barkley because he's got to come back to the mean a little bit. And while the Eagles are still really good, man, I'm all buying on the Lions this year, man. This is their Super Bowl or bust year before they have to pay Goff again before Amon-Ra St. Brown has to get paid again. But yeah, I know they lost both coordinators, but they are absolutely loaded. It is a Super Bowl or bust year, and I've been buying on the Lions the last couple of years. This is where it comes through.
Well, I look at the Lions, and that's not a bad pick at all. If they just got ravaged by injuries, Jay, like that's the thing that you might have to, pull out a Serrano here and talk to Joe Boo and just see that you can make sure that they don't get ravaged by injuries. Cause that was, I think, really what hurt the Lions more than anything else last year.
Yeah. You mentioned Joe Boo. I really wish one guy would hit a home run and run around the bases with the bat in his hand like Joe Boo did in Major League. Like nobody does that. They all want a bat flip. How about you hold on to the bat and take it all the way around the bases like that? Look, the injuries hurt. Aiden Hutchinson getting hurt last year was an absolute killer for them, and you're hoping he comes back because he is a dominant player. And look, the Lions got surprised early in the playoff game against the Commanders. They could never get back from it. It was a bad time to have a bad game when they played well all year long. But you look at the rest of the NFC this year, there's not a lot of world-beating teams. Yes, the Eagles are going to be good. The Rams are going to be really good again. I think everybody's sleeping on the Rams, but the Lions are so talented. Jamison Williams is going to bust out and have an incredible year before he has to get paid. I think the Lions understand the sense of urgency now that, hey, this is our last time with this group. And they offensively, it's the most talented team in the NFL, and it's not even close. And they continue to score points at home. And then I'll tell you, it'll be a rude awakening for the Packers on Sunday, who think they're just going to show up with Micah Parsons. They were a Super Bowl favorite. Watch the Lions run roughshod over them, man. I'm buying the Lions big.
What do you make of the Vikings? 14-3 last year, but now they go to the rookie McCarthy, of course, who got injured last season. How much are they falling off from 14-3?
Oh, there is no team that their quarterback situation scares me more than Minnesota, because this is a team that has big aspirations, right? They won 14 games last year, right? Sam Darnold did not have a good last couple of games, but still, the guy throws for 4,000 yards and 35 touchdowns and becomes one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He finally hits the right system with the right players, and it works. And the Vikings still said, yeah, that's great. Teams search for decades to get a season like that. Yeah, we're letting you go, Sam, because we overdrafted a guy out of Michigan who was never a guy that Michigan put the game on his shoulders, right? Outside of coaches, no one's seen more Michigan football games the last 30 years than I have, living in a Michigan household. The color red is not allowed in our house at all. Like, it shows you where it's at. And J.J. McCarthy was a good college quarterback, and Harbaugh's system in college was friendly to quarterbacks. But he was never asked to be the best player on the field. He was never asked to go out and win the game. He was simply the head of the snake. Now in the NFL, it's different. And Minnesota, not only do you have, hey, we drafted him really early and we expect him to be good, but you have him saying, yeah, we kicked the guy to the curb who any other team would say, what the hell are you doing? Well, you have this. Why are you not going forward with Sam Darnold, as great as he was? You're using two bad games as an excuse to say, well, we drafted J.J. McCarthy. We have to give him a chance. I am so nervous for the Vikings, because this is they're not just a team that's starting out. They have Super Bowl aspirations with a new quarterback, and they kick the guy to the curb to say to this guy, you're our guy. If it starts out bad for him and his receivers are already injured and dinged up and hurt the first couple of weeks, it could get really bad. And that gets compounded by the fact that it's not like you just whiffed on a quarterback, or maybe he's not great. It's you let a really good one walk out the door because you decided simply, yeah, we drafted the other guy, so we kind of have to play him, man. I am more nervous for them than any other team in the NFL.
Fox Sports Radio, Jason Smith joins us here on Sports 1440. NFL kicks off tonight, the Eagles and the Cowboys, and Jay will have all of the post-game reaction later on here on Sports 1440. Looking at a few other teams, because the NFL is always great because there's a few surprises. Last year, I think the Vikings were one of them. The Washington Commanders were another. They're a team that I think everybody, like Jaden Daniels, he had an unreal year, though. Is it realistic to think he can stay at that level, or is there concerns? I don't even know if I call it a sophomore jinx, just that he had such a great year. It would be hard to match.
Now, see, he's the real thing.
Okay.
Like, of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, the best ones are the ones that can succeed in any system and raise the level of play of the guys around them. And there's only 5 or 6 quarterbacks that can do that, right? Mahomes can do it. Josh Allen can do it. Lamar Jackson can do it. And you look at, and Matthew Stafford can do it to an extent, but Jaden Daniels joins that list. Like he absolutely, Joe Burrow on that list too. Jaden Daniels is that top 5, top 6 quarterback overall in the league. That's why I'm not crazy that they spent all the money on Terry McLaurin, because I feel like, they draft another wide receiver to bring in. He can make anybody work, and he makes anybody look good. Look at some of the games and how they won them last year. Sometimes they won because of the way he managed the game. Sometimes they won because of athletic ability. Sometimes he won because of the throws he made. Like, he is absolutely legit. I know the sophomore jinx can be coming for, it comes a lot and everything else, but he is so good. He's going to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL for the next decade. Like, I look at him like he's like when Lamar Jackson came in, he set the NFL on its ear with his skill set and how good he was. And he surprised everybody right away when, we're not kind of quite sure how good he is. Daniels comes out of LSU, has the big year. Of course, Washington's drafted him second because he had that greatest season, Heisman Trophy. But I think even still, people are surprised how good he was this early. I don't have any worries about Command.
Jason, who do you like in the NFC West? Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, 49ers.
Ram it all day and ram it all night. Oh, give me that. Ram it all day and ram it all night. Oh, yeah, give me the Rams. I know that the people still think the 49ers are going to be great. Yeah, I don't know. They said goodbye to a lot of talent last year. They had their chance to go over the mountain. Yes, there were injuries, and I'm not saying that wasn't a big deal, but I think this window for the 49ers is closed. And what the Rams do so well is they keep the window open. Every year they sign big-time free agents. They go out and they draft well. They bring in players who have been risks on other teams, but they work for them. And they go out the offseason, get Devontae Adams, who's coming in here and really has a chip on his shoulder to prove that he's still an elite wide receiver. The defense is still one of the top 3-5 defenses in the NFL. And even if Stafford is hurt, right? And this is probably Stafford's last year with the Rams. After this year, it's a different quarterback with the Rams, whether it's in free agency or they go in the draft, because he just is getting too close to the end and his health is too much of a question. But even if he gets hurt, Jimmy Garoppolo will come in, and the way this offense is constructed, he will succeed. It really doesn't matter who the Rams quarterback is, unless you're getting down to like the 4th or 5th guy. You're like the Browns, and you're starting guys like off the street. But the Rams, they are still loaded. They're still elite. And I expect them to get back to the NFC Championship game this year.
Jay, I know that as much as you love football, you like to talk about the other things that are going on in the sporting world. I know that Roger Goodell said, it could happen regarding Taylor Swift and the halftime show. Do you think it happens?
I don't see how it doesn't. I mean, really, Taylor Swift has become synonymous with the NFL. I don't think Goodell is saying maybe unless it's going to happen. Now, with Taylor Swift, there's a lot of stuff that goes along with it. Sure, if she said she wanted to play, the NFL would say yes. But
yeah, of course.
She's got to do it. Yeah, she's got to do it to a certain way where she walks off of that and people say that's the greatest thing I've ever seen. It's going to be more people watching the Super Bowl halftime than in the history of the NFL, right? Because of the interest level in Taylor Swift. There's no way that doesn't happen. We don't get down the road that way to Taylor Swift unless that does happen. And kind of weird that all of a sudden there's a question on the Today Show about Taylor Swift. Like, will Taylor Swift play the halftime show? Well, that's kind of out of nowhere. They just got engaged to Travis Kelce. You figure that's going to be the question. But hey, will she play halftime? Like, that's interesting for the Today Show to just pull out of the blue and throw it to Roger Goodell, who answers and says yeah, and gives like 3 or 4 answers before he says a definite maybe. Absolutely, she's going to play. And you know what? Here's the thing. You have seen now, and likely because it's not an election year, right? And because last year was different, and you saw the polarization of Taylor Swift really just hit its peak with half the country loving her, half the country hating her. They don't like that Travis Kelce does the commercials for vaccines, and she's a Democrat, and the Republican side didn't like her, and she was politicized. There's no election this year. And you can even see that even the Republicans and Trump are coming around. Like, I think he congratulated Taylor Swift on her engagement. So I think the whole thing, because it's not an election year, and maybe everybody's just realized Taylor Swift is here, whether I like her or not. I just have to throw my arms around her and embrace her. She's not going anywhere. She's going to marry Travis Kelce. I think there's much more of a together vibe on Taylor Swift, and everybody's going to come together around her than they've been the last few years, where it's get her off my TV. I don't want to see her. I think it's a real big boomerang effect for her this year.
And lastly, who is the non-playoff team that is your lock to be a playoff team this year?
Oh, I can't give you the Jets. Well, I'll tell you a team I like a lot more than anybody else, and that's Arizona. They were a really sneaky 8-9 last year.
Yeah.
All right. They've added some talent. They have a really good running game. Second year for Trey Benson. Second year for Marvin Harrison Jr. The division's not going to be that great. The Rams will be at the top, but I'm not buying the Niners and the Seahawks are going to be more than just kind of midway teams. But I see the Cardinals as a team that they can squeak out like a 10-7 record. Because again, it's not a big flip to go from 8-9 to 10-7.
Yes.
But because it's the Cardinals and it's Kyler Murray. But this year they put it together. They're that surprise final wild card team in the NFC.
Jay, great stuff as always, man. We appreciate it. Enjoy another NFL season. Enjoy the kickoff tonight.
Enjoy. Happy NFL opening day. Talk to you guys soon.
There, that's Jason Smith from Fox Sports. You can tune in to him later on this evening right here on Sports 1440. We'll return. I was at Oilers skate today. We'll get some observations from that, and also another edition of Thirsty Thursday on the Gregor Show, presented by our title sponsor, PlayAlberta.ca.
If you're looking for the ultimate off-road adventure, you'll find it in a Jeep Wrangler. And if you're looking for the ultimate financing deal on a Wrangler, you'll find it at St. Albert Dodge. Right now, St. Albert Dodge is offering 0% financing for up to 72 months OAC on their full selection of 2025 Jeep Wranglers. And it's a great selection. Sport, Willys, Sahara, and Rubicon, plus all the new colors, all on the lot ready to go at 0%. Come see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Center. TNA Wrestling makes its explosive debut at the Expo Center on Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th for back-to-back nights. Buy your tickets online today. Learn more about what's happening at the Expo Center by visiting the calendar of events online at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
It's the Brick's famous tent sale. Save up to 60% off clearance items in the tent and store, with more amazing deals arriving daily in every department, like up to $1,800 off power reclining sectionals and up to $700 off big screen TVs. Buy more, save more when you buy 2 or more major appliances, up to $1,000 off. Plus, get a free Bluetooth party speaker when you spend $9.99 or more on furniture. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. The Brick, saving you more.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is sounding the call. Don't struggle through winter with a furnace you can't trust. For maintenance before winter strikes, call Legacy. Call Legacy. For furnace tune-ups and repairs to give peace of mind. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. Or to scrap your old furnace for a brand new high-efficiency one. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. And with no payments, no interest for 1 year on your new furnace, it's gotta be Legacy Heating and Cooling.
RV Wars are back this weekend. 4 of the largest dealers in Western Canada are hosting a massive year-end RV show and sale at the Premium Outlet Mall by the Edmonton International Airport. Over 200 travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, and more. Brand new RVs starting for less than $20,000. All the top brands in one location. Special finance rates, no payments for 6 months, and free winter storage. Visit rvwars.ca.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
I want to tell you a story.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Japa Machinery. Japa is digging deep on their 50-year history of supporting Alberta's construction industry with their line of special edition blackout excavators. Visit japamachinery.com for all the details.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.246. Welcome back. Thursday afternoon. A nice day. The smoke is starting to weaken, which is nice. Just in time for the weekend. Elks got an outdoor game on Saturday, 5 o'clock, which should be fun. It's weather's going to be great for that game, too. So that's nice. And hey, for all of you NFL fans, you got NFL starting tonight. And remember, there is the game tomorrow night from Brazil between the Chargers and the Chiefs, and then a full slate of games on Sunday and the Monday Nighter. You also have next week, rookie camps begin across the NHL. The tournaments will get going later next week. And now the Oilers aren't in a tournament anymore, but they play the Flames next Friday night in Edmonton, and then next Sunday in Calgary. The rookies you'll likely see, well, not unless there's an injury, Savoy and Howard will be in there. Now, let's get to Thirsty Thursday, brought to you by Brook Liquor, 2 locations, the OG on St. Albert Trail and 118th Avenue. And then, of course, on the southeast side on 50th Street and 92nd Avenue. If you need wine, cocktails, beer, anything non-alcoholic, best selection in town is Brook Liquor. As David Owens joins us once again. Dave, you got an NFL team?
Everybody's going to laugh at me here, but it's the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not on the Williams trade. The Bears. A lot of people felt like they ended well last year.
I thought they did end pretty well last year. I don't know if they're going to, don't know if they're going to get anywhere this year with anything. But it's fun to cheer for the loser once in a while.
Oh well, hey, that's, I guess. Well, you had a lot of fun if you're a Jets fan, for sure. Yeah.
Hey.
Bears haven't had a lot of success.
Hey, we're got some punishment here in Edmonton. Hey,
Yeah.
we had the decade of darkness.
That's true.
We went through all that.
Oilers fans know what that's
Oilers
like.
fan, we know it.
Yeah.
We get it. So
it's very true.
Fits right there.
It's very true. So today it's September, but we have an Oktoberfest theme. Do tell me why.
That is correct. It is. This is the best time of year, man. It's September. So Oktoberfest actually starts in September, and it ends in the first weekend of October. So we are right in the season for it right now.
Okay.
And so we are really lucky here in Alberta. We've got lots of really local craft guys do their versions of it, but we also get some of their really original OG German Munich Oktoberfest beers, and we've got 2 of those here from the core 6 that they have at the Oktoberfest.
There's a core 6.
There is a core 6.
Ooh,
Yeah, the
did
big
not know
6 they
this.
call them at Oktoberfest.
Really?
So they're the only 6 beers that are allowed to be poured in Oktoberfest. They have to be brewed in Munich, of
Now,
course.
have you ever been down?
I have not. It is
What?
on my list of.
God, I thought like as a beer guy, that would be.
I know,
like,
right?
That'd be you have to go.
Yeah, it just it keeps getting pushed, but I think the next year or 2 we'll get over there for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I've never been there, but I'm not a beer guy as much as you. Like I like beer, but I can't be called a beer guy.
It is the largest party. It's the largest beer party in the world, and it started in 1810. It was actually a celebration for the royal's wedding, and everybody enjoyed the party so much that they carried it on every year after that.
Really?
That's correct.
See, look, we're learning lots of things on the show today. So
That's right.
We are starting out with what?
So we're starting out with the Polliner Oktoberfest Marzen Polliner, and this is one of the big 6. They're one of the people that have at least 1/10 that they sponsor or more.
Now, would it be this specific beer or just one of their?
It would be that specific beer. Yeah,
specific beer. The
so
Polliner.
This is a Marzen style. So this is an original, amber malty. Marzen, being that it was brewed in March, they were stored in cool caves and brought out for these parties in September, October.
Really?
And so this is a fantastic.
So they're stored in like kegs in the cool caves.
Yeah, they have tanks, and they put them store them in these big caves
tanks
and
would
stuff.
make more sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's beer number 1, that Polliner. So it's a fantastic. I love these beers because they're full of flavor, but they're crisp and refreshing. They're all about 6%, which is also one of the rules for an Oktoberfest beer.
Oh, they got rules.
They got rules. Yeah, the Germans are.
They take no joke here.
They do not.
I might have to ask Draisaitl if he's ever been to Oktoberfest.
Would be crazy if he hadn't. I'm sure.
But the thing is, he's been here since like he was 16.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. So that's and I don't think because he was in the Western Hockey League. I don't think he's ever been in Germany, other than The lockout year.
Yeah,
that would have been the only time.
Yeah.
Right. But he wasn't in. That would have been the only time, and he was. He wasn't even drafted then, so he would have still been in junior. Oh no, I guess 2021. But maybe he wouldn't have been traveling. I'll have to ask him. That'd be the only time. I don't even
Based
know if
on
they
those photos of him with that dart hanging out of his mouth at his wedding, he'd be a.
I think that was a movie prop. Nah. I was told that he does not smoke, but like anybody, you have one sometimes if you had a few too many.
You know, those Germans.
Yeah.
Those Germans. All right, we're going to go on to the Anger Oktoberfest Marzen. So this, the Anger, they're just outside of Munich, so it's not an official one for the actual Oktoberfest, but this is one of the best ones that's made out there. Again, just malty richness up front.
That is so
sort of
good.
Fresh bread. Yeah, that light caramel. This is one of my favorites all time.
Yeah, I'm going to put this one on the chat. Right there.
Such a great beer.
That is the Einger.
Yeah. And who would have thought, who would have thought lagers would taste so good, right?
That's a lager, right? It is funny.
Marzen style. Yeah.
Wow. Now, how do you pronounce that properly?
The Anger.
Anger, just Aynger for anybody who's going to be stopping in at Sherbrooke. Got a little caramel taste to it.
Caramel taste to it, yeah. Really just beautiful beer.
Just subtle. It's not like, don't get me wrong.
It's light caramel, right?
Yes.
And it's still a light, refreshing beer. The next beer we're moving on to is the Hofbrau. And so this is one of the big six. So they've been around since 1589. And this beer is a little bit of a more of a fest beer sort of style they do. It's a little bit lighter, a little bit more drinkable, and brewed to party all day with, really.
I was just gonna say, like, you can, it tastes lighter right away, right? Looks lighter, of course, but definitely tastes lighter for sure. Yeah, that's more of a. If you were having a long day where you had a long shift,
that's right.
I could see you having one.
It is beautiful, crisp, clean, 6.3%. So it can sneak up on you a little bit, but it's a nice, clean beer.
That's right. You can't have any of those. They're way too strong for that.
Too strong for that guy.
Way too strong for that kid.
Then we're rocking into the Erdinger Oktoberfest. So Erdinger, there, the word
Erdinger. Like I just like it for the label.
Yeah, world's largest wheat beer brewery.
Really?
And so this is a wheat style Marzen style.
The flowing locks on the lady on the label there.
Right?
Yeah.
So these going to be, when you get the wheat beers, you're going to start getting sort of that banana clove, yeast character that comes with the wheat beers. A little bit of caramel malt and some spice.
Did you say banana?
Yeah. A little bit of banana clove.
Really?
Get a little bit more on the nose. It's very subtle, but it's
I don't think my palates are fine enough yet to get the banana taste.
Well, you've been on vacation.
God, I'm just a rookie now. I can't. I'm trying to I could pretend that I can, but I can't. I can't taste it. Not the banana anymore. I did get the caramel, but I'm not getting the banana.
Yeah, it's very subtle in there.
But I like it.
Yeah, it's a great beer.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Like they're all there's no aftertaste in any of these beers.
No, they're all
none.
Clean.
Yes, very crisp. Goes down easy.
Very drinkable.
Yes. Now the Alley Cat. We're going local.
Now we're doing a local one. Yeah, so we brought in the Alley Cat October. This is fresh. Like literally was delivered to our store about 2 hours before we came on air here.
Really?
So this is it's just fresh.
We might have the first one around.
Having the first one around right now. Absolutely.
I just like that they have the green tab at the top.
Right.
Right. It stands out. I like that.
Yeah. So this is their Alley Cat's version of the Marzen. It's a really, it's got that, look at that dark, rich
now, what do you
golden
mean?
color.
So version of the Marzen. It's so when you try to make your own version, you obviously can't copy directly another beer, can you?
Right.
So how do you switch?
Well,
it?
you're brewing it to a certain style. So you're going to have your own recipe and your own, the amount of hops you're putting in, the amount of barley malt, and how long you're doing it. So everyone's got their it's in a style, but everyone will have their own recipe for it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's actually really good.
That's a great beer. Yeah.
Alley Cat.
Super
thumbs
fresh.
up.
And then we're finishing off with Parallel 49 instead of Vancouver. This is their Schadenfreude pumpkin flavored Marzen.
Pumpkin flavor.
And so that's a little bit, so P49, they've been a great brewery out in Vancouver for a long time. Mike, one of the owners, is a huge Oilers fan, Edmonton boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
we're not like beer doesn't get to like the pumpkin thing that we see with the lattes. It's gone crazy, right?
Oh, beer was the first to do it.
What?
Oh, yeah. Beer's been doing pumpkin beers for.
Oh my God, you can really smell the pumpkin.
Really smell
Holy cow! It smells like pumpkin pie
It is
almost.
a pumpkin
God,
pie
it tastes like
flavored
it's
Marzen.
unreal.
And there you go, pumpkin pie. We have
It has got just a subtle of enough pumpkin. If you like pumpkin, and it's almost like a smoky pumpkin.
Yeah, and it's not heavy on it, so it's
No.
not like a super sweet.
No, not sweet at all.
pumpkin guy. And you still taste that Marzen beer. Like you still get the maltiness of the
More the
Marzen.
smell that's just like I
smell
love the
perfect.
smell of pumpkin pie. I think pumpkin pie is one of the best. Well, I love the taste of it too, but
Agreed.
ooh, like that is very noticeable.
Yeah, it's
But that's
fantastic.
only if you go by what we've learned from David
Mm-hmm.
over the last 6 months doing this. Well, when you have your beer, you smell with your mouth
Smell with
open.
your mouth open.
So then you smell and taste it at the same time.
Yeah, so 6 great.
Double dip. So you're doing a 6-pack for Oktoberfest or what?
These are all singles in the store. I think
Okay.
the Alley Cats are actually coming in 4-packs. The Schadenfrodes are in 6-packs. They should be in singles though at the Otwell location for sure if you need. And everything else is in a single.
In a single. And so you can, so
Yeah.
really, if you want to just try it all,
If you want to try it all, absolutely.
just go in there. They'll be able to recommend, hey, I want to try all 6.
That's right. And
from,
these things
Sports
sell out
1440.
fast. So
They do.
They just started coming in. I think the Polliners are the first one to arrive a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
and-
so these are, for anybody listening, these are beers that you're getting in specific for Oktoberfest. So they're basically probably gone before the end of the month.
yeah, they will be gone for sure. Yeah, we just pulled our last allocation of it. I think today.
Okay.
So the last of it is in the stores, and so get down there and try it while you can.
Oof, I like it.
Yeah, and one thing non-beer related, but sports related. So world championships are going on all over the place with the mountain biking world right now.
Yeah.
And Ellie Hoskin, who I told you earlier this year,
Yes.
was the first Canadian woman
Yes.
to win an elite World Cup race.
Yeah.
Well, she followed that up 2 weeks ago with her second World Cup first place. And last weekend,
She won her third.
she won the world championships.
She won the world championship.
World
We're gonna have to
championships.
get her on.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So she's the first Canadian.
First Canadian woman to ever win the world champions. She was the first Canadian woman to win an elite World Cup podium.
Okay.
And now she's has 2 podiums and the world championships.
Quite the year.
Quite the year. And it's her first year racing elite. So she's got one more
So
race to
she's
go.
the rookie and she won the title.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So the Canadians are coming up here at the end of the month in Quebec. And she was the U21 winner of that last year. So she's going to go defend her
And
title there.
it's in Quebec.
In Quebec, yeah.
Now, do they ever have that stuff? Like, is it in BC sometimes? Is it ever in
Most
Alberta?
of that stuff's out in Quebec.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Montreal's got her. They run that Mont Saint Blanc, and they have some great
yeah,
tracks out
Mont
there.
Saint Blanc. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went skiing there
Come
once,
once and
man.
stuff.
It was I couldn't
Phenomenal.
believe it. Yeah, like we
Yeah.
had a great time when one of my buddies had moved out there. So
Yeah.
we flew out there and then we went to Mexico after, but we stopped in there and I skied down Mont
Just
Saint
great.
Blanc. It was unreal, and it was
Beautiful.
just like I'd never been there before.
Yeah,
It
gorgeous.
was a
spot.
beautiful place.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to her.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, you can check it out on
Maybe she'll celebrate with a little Oktoberfest beer.
Little Oktoberfest beer.
Yeah.
That's right.
I like it.
Sure, she was drinking some champagne last week. There's some photos I saw.
I
anyways.
would hope so.
Yeah.
That's good. That's awesome. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, thank you.
There you go. That's David Owens. Thursday. Stop in Sherbrooke Liquor. Of course, the Otwell location, 50th Street, 92nd Ave, and the OG one, the original, just on St. Albert Trail and 118th Avenue. If you like beers and you want to have some Oktoberfest, it starts in September, ends the first week of October. But these beers are brought in specially for this. They'll be gone quick. So stop in today or this weekend. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. In September, Northgate is helping feed families. For every truck sold, they'll feed a family of 4. Farmers and small business owners get preferred rates in September. Northgate, this truck's for you.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Week 1 of the NFL season kicks off tonight out in Philly as the Eagles host the Cowboys. First, that one gets going at 6:20. Also from the NFL, wide receiver Amari Cooper, 5-time Pro Bowl selection, informing the Las Vegas Raiders that he intends to retire just days before the opening game of their season in New England. And the Denver Broncos signing linebacker Nick Bonito to a 4-year, $106 million contract that includes $70 million guaranteed. Bonito broke out on the scene last season, recording 13.5 sacks. Major League Baseball right now, Phillies and Brewers in action, scoreless in the 4th. Later on, you got the Dodgers and the Pirates. Rays host the Guardians, Angels, and KC. White Sox taking on the Twins, and the Yankees up against the Astros. And in the WNBA, 3 games. Mercury in Washington. The Valkyries host the Wings, and the Lynx taking on the Aces. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by our co-host, former NHLer Terry Ryan. We'll also hear from Dalton Wasserman of Pro Football Focus and speed things up in the Cantor Racing Report with Colin Livingston. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
It's Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
The Midsummer Sales Event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. The all-new redesigned 2026 XC90 is here. Test drive the ultimate evolution in luxury. Lease or finance a 2025 XC60 from 0.49% and save $5,000. Finance or lease a 2026 XC40 from 2.99%. Come and discover the deals now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Great vehicles, better service. The Midsummer Sales Event is on now at volvocarsedmonton.com.
Ready for a Sally hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Ah, Hawaii. The warmth of a golden sunset as the waves roll in. The freshness of a waterfall. The lush scent of tropical flowers in the air. You don't need to travel to enjoy all Hawaii has to offer. You just need to order pizza. Bring Hawaii home with the Aloha Trio, available for a limited time at Papa John's. Try our classic Hawaiian, Super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken for just $19.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proudly locally owned and operated.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank. Plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products. 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
What's your vision for your community? At Vision Credit Union, ours is a thriving rural Alberta where kids have team jerseys, firefighters have the gear they need, and community kitchen fridges stay full. It's why we give back millions every year through grants, donations, sponsorships, and profit shares. Because when your community succeeds, we all do. Bank somewhere with Vision. Vision Credit Union. We see banking differently. Learn more at visioncu.ca.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. We treat pain and injuries head to toe and some other issues that might surprise you, like incontinence, vertigo, neuropathy, and cognitive issues. We invest in the technology, techniques, skills, and people who know how and what to fix. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
From puck drop to kickoff, it's the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 3 o'clock, the mystery tour. Well, it's always a mystery. Every season begins. There's always going to be a few surprise teams. Who out there, give me your non-playoff team last year that you say is a lock to make the NFL playoffs this year. Didn't make it last year, is a lock. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Now, there's a few that were very close last year, so those ones wouldn't be a surprise. But either way, they still got to make it. Right? The Seattle Seahawks, they had the identical record as the Rams, 10-7, but they lost. Didn't get in and just due to record, right? Head-to-head matchup against the Rams. Hurt them. So it happens every year. Right? There's a team that's close. Sometimes teams with winning records don't make it. Last year, though, I'm trying to think. Was there another team with a winning record? The Bengals. I think they were 9-8. Connor Halley. So yeah, it's a winning record. I think there were just those two, right? Them and the Seahawks.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. So who do you think? Let me know. 833-401-1440. Who's going from the outhouse into the dance this year in the National Football League? 833-401-1440 in our inbox your partner in power since 1975. So welcome to the program. Of course, was a first round selection in the draft that happened right here in Edmonton back in 1995. Went to the Montreal Canadiens, top 10 pick. Now stars is a Hitch and Shoresy. Also, does cameos. We send him one, he'll do it. Puts a lot of effort into it. And he's in the Newfoundland Hall of Fame. Terry Ryan joins us. TR, how you doing?
Oh, not bad at all. It's a beautiful day. My daughter had her first full day of school today. Lots, and it was a great day here today, nice and warm, but there's that feeling in the air, a slight little, not crisp, but it's a feeling. The fall is on the horizon. School's back. Hockey's coming soon. It's slightly, more dialed in than even just a few days ago.
All right. Now, do you have an NFL team that you root for?
God, not really. I got to say, I'm jumping on a bandwagon here, but I've only really gotten into it the last half dozen or so years, and I really like Patrick Mahomes. Like I do. I know he's a great player, and he might be the best in the league and one of the best ever. So it's easy for me to say, but I like the way he handles himself. I like his humility. Team first. He's one of the best athletes on the planet. He finds a way to get it done, even if the analytics don't always say so. So because of that, I guess I find myself watching the Chiefs the most, but I don't really think I sway with the team. I like to take it all in and, just gather information and maybe cheer for the odd person. But I don't have a team I'm married to, no.
Have you ever been to a live NFL game?
I have. It's only one, though, way back. And I didn't appreciate it. I was playing for the Cincinnati Cyclones. It's funny, at that time, I was coming back trying to rehab my ankle, and Cincinnati had two professional hockey teams. Yeah. One was in the American League and one was in the East Coast League, but the Coast team had a way better setup. We were right downtown, right next to the Reds and the Bengals.
Okay.
Like our building was almost touching. So like we went over there and met a few of the players, and I went to a Bengals game, and they sucked, but it was wild. And it was the only game I've ever been to. I went to two more games. I flew down. One were fake tickets, and another one I had something come up. But I actually went to a game in Buffalo, and I got fake tickets. I didn't even get to go in.
Oh, brutal. Got ripped off. So now, was Boomer Esiason the quarterback in Cincinnati when you went to that game? Or was he gone by then?
He was gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This was later. This was right, the last of my, I don't know, I'm maybe 2003.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, definitely not Boomer Esiason then. So, geez.
I know who you mean, though.
Yeah.
Hard, even not being a football fan, it's hard to miss that name in the 80s in the 90s.
Oh God, yeah, no, he was a big one. I slid down to the Oilers going through their captain skate. I don't really watch, for anything. It's captain skate. You've skated in these things, right? Like they're trying to just, guys come back, although I'm not even sure they had these when you played. It's kind of the new things to some teams. Like you would have them maybe for a week before I found, but now some training camp starts in 2 weeks. And so you have guys back in town, they train together. Now the facilities they have now, I understand why some players, plus especially if you have young families, anybody with kids, you want them to go to school here. So you got to be back in time to go to school. So that makes sense. Guys like Ekholm, etc. But looking at it, there's one thing like Leon Draisaitl today, his comment about Vasily Podkolzin, Terry, I found very interesting. And he talked about how Podkolzin does a lot of little things incredibly well. And that's why Draisaitl says he loves playing with him. And he talked about how he creates space and time for Draisaitl because it's not a strength of Draisaitl's game. There's things in Podkolzin's game that Draisaitl says he doesn't do that Podkolzin does better, but it really complements Draisaitl's game. And then he went on to say how he really believes there's a little bit more offense there. But even if he doesn't score, he's very valuable because he does a lot of the other little things. And, he said he loved playing with him. Like, I'm listening to that. I'm like, pretty good chance we might see Vasily Podkolzin starting the year on the second line left wing.
Exactly. I think we were speculating on that last week. And that was one of the things that I just remember. I think Draisaitl said that like last November, maybe even December, but I remember him saying it. And there was, from a viewer's standpoint, there was no real reason for him to say it. Because I remember Podkolzin kind of struggling at the time. And I was going, I don't know if he looks like a good fit. Now, if Leon Draisaitl himself, you're hearing from the horse's mouth that he really appreciates him as a player and likes playing with them, then of course, that's certain nuances that we just don't see. Right? And he's seeing it up close and personal. He knows what he's talking about. So, I mean, like you said, it probably paints a picture for you. But more than anything to me, it's confidence in Podkolzin. He must be happy and healthy and all of the above. Must have done something right in the off season to just jump right in and have Leon Draisaitl say that immediately. And I mean, I knew we know that it's not like he's a rookie last year, but it just seemed to me like at times he was squeezing the stick a little bit. So to hear Leon say that's quite comforting.
And the other one that he also said, which I thought was great because it's now selfishly it coincides with what I've said, is temper your expectations. You got to be patient. He goes, Matt Savoy has all the skills and the tools. It looks like he could be an NHL player for a long time. But he says, but being a rookie, like you learn the travel and the schedule, and it wears you down, right? Like in the American League, you're playing on weekends, and then you get 3-4 days to practice, right? You get a little bit more time, but that allows you to recoup. And same when you come out of junior. Well, you go to the NHL and you're traveling way more. And even though you're flying and it's first class and everything, it can wear you down a little bit. Especially Edmonton's schedule, TR, because I think it will help them in the second half. But for the first time in franchise history, the Oilers are going to be done all of their travel to the Eastern time zone before Christmas. It's wild.
Wow. That's interesting. I remember you saying that last week. As a player, sometimes some things are so obvious that you overlook them. And you see these guys and what they have to do in junior or in college or whatever it might be. And it's not just an on-ice adjustment. It's everything else. For anybody that's played major junior, especially in the WHL, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, I often talk about this. So in relative terms, I played 2 years of junior A in my 2 bantam years. By the time I went to the Western Hockey League, this was my 3rd year. So I thought I'd just kind of walk in and on ice. Like I practiced with them. I wasn't one bit nervous, really. I mean, I'm saying that from a point of view that it was my 3rd year junior, but everything else, that was what got me. Like the travel, the pressure, the interviews, and it only amps up. I remember going up to Montreal as a 1st-round pick and going, wow, like there's a lot to this. Yeah, I know you're flying and it's great. First class, you're all good. But still, there's something to that level of preparation, and there's context and nuance within the whole picture. There's a whole lot of adjustment, not just taking a pass and shooting it on the fly and stuff like that. So the more I thought about it, yeah, I mean, you're just going to have to adapt. And I don't know if anybody, including the best ever, just do it flawlessly. Sometimes the points might indicate so, but if you really break it down, players, there's a reason that they get comfortable and they might become more of a complete player as time goes on. And I don't mean over the course of a career. I mean over the course of a season if you're a rookie.
Yeah.
So those things definitely have to come into play. And the good thing with the Oilers is that they've got what I think, and I can't really speak to it personally, but it seems to me they've got great leadership, and that is massive for anybody going through any kind of adjustment period.
Can you describe to TR what made the travel, and you were in the Eastern time zone, but what made it so taxing?
Well, okay, so there's a lot that goes with it, right? Because you're traveling, but then first of all, it's the NHL, so you're often traveling on the same day that you might practice, and if you're a young guy, that's not necessarily off the ice right away. You mind your P's and Q's. You got to make sure you got to absorb everything, make sure you're out there, pick up the pucks, everything. There's a hierarchy, and then there's that. And then there's the actual travel and learning how to do that as a group. I mean, it's one thing to get on a bus in junior, get off at Boston Pizza or sometimes Kentucky Fried and takeout and, go on the bus and, go over the game plan, I suppose, in pajamas and movies being played. And, it's very unprofessional, but fun. There's a camaraderie to it. But in the NHL, it's completely different, especially when I was with Montreal. I mean, you got to learn. You're representing a historic team with a reputation, a level of professionalism that you've never seen before. And you're traveling to different time zones. I know technically we did that to the West, man. It was 30 hours to Brandon from Tri-Cities, and they were in our league. I just can't believe it. But I'm just saying, you're traveling in the show, and it's all different times, and then you get in, and the wily old veterans are on a completely different schedule, right? Some guys got kids, some don't. Some are going out, whether it's to a bar or a restaurant or wherever, and you got to go along. I mean, I enjoyed it, but I would never consider not doing it because I wanted to be part of the team, and so there's just a whole lot that goes into it. On a travel day for me was mentally and physically absolutely exhausting as a 19, 20-year-old.
Yeah. And I think, it's more mentally because how can you get tired? And I just mentally you wear down, and that becomes that becomes a little bit of a problem for sure. So great stuff. We'll take a quick break. We'll return. Jason Gregor, Terry Ryan with you. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, Oilers Nation, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. And we will talk more about the sporting world. We'll get more on Stuart Skinner. Has some lofty goals. We'll get to that and more on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the wad of hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Ugh, Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for, call Mr. Rooter.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. TNA Wrestling makes its explosive debut at the Expo Center on Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th for back-to-back nights. Buy your tickets online today. Learn more about what's happening at the Expo Center by visiting the calendar of events online at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantor, proudly delivering world-class hydraulic torque wrenches in Canada since 2016. I'm thrilled to announce our in-house production of tool components and accessories for faster turnarounds and enhanced versatility. The future is here at Cantor.com.
September, back to class and back to carting the kids around. Good news. Until the end of the month at Wolf GMC Buick, get GMC employee pricing on all remaining 2025 GMC Sierras, so you'll have loads of room. Plus, get 0% financing on Sierra light-duty crew cabs. If you're eyeing up an SUV, we have the completely redesigned GMC Terrain and our entire Buick family with incredible prices. And Costco members up to $1,200 additional off the price. Come see us, corner of 184th Street and Stony Plain Road.
Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
excavators, loaders, lifts, compaction equipment, and more. Find the XCMG construction equipment you need. Available for rental or sale at Japa Machinery Group. Japa, helping build Alberta from the ground up for 50 years. Visit japamachinery.com.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order oodle noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle noodle.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
RV Wars are back this weekend. 4 of the largest dealers in Western Canada are hosting a massive year-end RV show and sale at the Premium Outlet Mall by the Edmonton International Airport. Arcan RV, Travelland RV, Fraserway RV, and Go RV will be on site, clearing out all remaining stock. Shop early for best selection. Inventory is limited. Special finance rates, no payments for 6 months, and free winter storage. Don't miss out. Visit rvwars.ca.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquacentral reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade: safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need: Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939, we're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beer from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Hey, Dalton Connor here at the Jason Gregor Show in Edmonton.
Hey, how are you? NFL is back, and even better at playalberta.ca. Better odds, and the revamped app and website makes it easier to follow to get all the promotions and more. Check it out today at playalberta.ca and enjoy some better odds for you for the NFL season, which kicks off later on this evening with the Eagles and the Cowboys. We'll see who is. Well, I think we know who's better on paper, but that's why they play the games. You never know. We'll go around the NFL, brought to you by Volvo Cars. Edmonton, the Fall Experience Sale event is on right now. You can save up to $7,500 on remaining 2025 XC60s. So stop in, get an unbelievable deal. Great deals, even better service. VolvoCarsEdmonton.com. Jason Gregor, Terry Ryan with you as we are going to talk a little National Football League. Dalton Wasserman from Pro Football Focus joins us. Dalton, how you doing, my man?
Fantastic. Happy that it's week 1 starting already now. Let's go.
Well, we talked about the game, but hey, not only are the games, but that also means there's some fantasy. So let's start with the injury news that Christian Kirk is out. So I don't know if Nico Collins is going to get 97 targets or not this week, but he was a clear start, obvious. So who do you think could be receiver 2 in that offense with Christian Kirk announced that he's out this week and maybe out at least a few weeks?
To be honest with you, I thought there was a chance that their second-round pick, Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State, was receiver 2 anyway, because Kirk was going to play the most in the slot and Higgins was going to be outside opposite Collins. But I think the most direct beneficiary of that is actually his old Iowa State teammate, Jalen Noel, who the Texans also drafted this year. I think he'll plug right into the slot role, got a lot of speed, a really good vertical threat. So I really think it's both of those Iowa State rookies that are going to be helped out here with Kirk's injury as far as production.
Okay. Now let's look around. I don't really want to talk about the obvious guys. We know, hey, guess what? I'm going to start Lamar Jackson. Shocking. You know what I mean? But, there are certain plays at times, and certain weeks it's about matchups. Who are some of the take away the top 8 obvious running backs? Who are guys that you really like matchup-wise this week? Or is it hard to tell because you don't really know what the defense has?
No, I mean, I think there's a couple of obvious guys. No, I should say less than obvious guys. One that I'm looking at, I think the Falcons have a good matchup against the Tampa Bay secondary that struggled in both of their games last year, especially covering over the middle of the field. I really think Michael Penix could have a solid day if he finds a rhythm and Todd Bowles doesn't fool him with the blitzes. I think Drake London's in for a huge season. Obviously, most people are starting him anyway, but he could be in for a big day. And then I just think in general that Falcons offense has a good chance, especially the way that they played with Kirk Cousins against Tampa Bay. Those are really his 2 best games of the season last year. If Penix can repeat that and learn from what Cousins did last year, and obviously he's still his backup, I think the Falcons could be in for a fun offensive day on Sunday.
TR?
Dalton, going back to Arch Manning's start, do you think that's anything to be alarmed about, or are people overblowing it?
No, not at all. I think the biggest lesson from that game is that Ohio State's defense, and especially their secondary, is an elite unit. And look, I think people forgot, not only is Manning young and he was making his 3rd career start in that game, but Texas, look, they lost 4 starters on the offensive line. That's a very young unit. And they have a very young wide receiver unit as well. I think that offense is going to get better. As far as Texas as a team, the defense is still elite. And Manning and the rest of those young kids on offense, they just all have to learn together. There's a lot of veterans from the offense that went to the NFL. It's not just Manning. It's the entire unit. Just give it some time. Obviously, I know everybody's impatient nowadays. Give it time, and throughout the season, they'll get better.
Good point. Going into the NFL season, which starts tomorrow, thankfully, are there any teams that you see as being underrated going in?
I think Carolina's a team to watch out for. Really like the offseason that they had. I think New England is an interesting team to watch with all the new pieces and Mike Vrabel as their coach. And I'm going to be honest with you. I know there's been a lot of controversy. Should it be Daniel Jones? Should it be Anthony Richardson in Indianapolis? I think the Colts made the right choice if they're trying to win games right now. I think Daniel Jones can function in Shane Steichen's offense. I think that's a fascinating game with Miami this week. I still wouldn't be really shocked by any result in the AFC South, but I don't think the Colts are dead in the water just because they picked Daniel Jones as a starting quarterback.
What about the Dolphins? What's your expectations for them?
I don't have super high expectations. Things obviously look a little brighter. If I was guaranteed that Tua Tagovailoa was going to play 17 games and he was healthy, because anytime he's healthy, their offense obviously functions at a pretty high level, right? With those receivers, with a lot of speed on their offense in the backfield everywhere that they have. But it's a matter of the offensive line. They've got 2 young kids playing on the left side of their offensive line, and I just don't know what to make of their secondary at all. I think there's just certain games against good passing attacks, good quarterbacks, that their cornerback room especially is going to struggle. So I think at best, if he's healthy for at least most of the games, if not all 17, there may be an average team with some good players, but I don't have super high expectations for Miami. I actually right now would pick New England to be second in that division.
Dalton Wasserman joins us. So Dalton, with that, Terry's question about, the team you're most gone, who's a team that you think is maybe overhyped or is due for a pretty good tumble down the standings from where they were last year?
I'm a little worried about the Chargers, having already lost Rashawn Slater. The AFC West is only getting better. Obviously, Slater was their best offensive lineman, and they still have some things to figure out on their O-line and figuring out how to run the ball a little bit better this year. And a team that a lot of people are picking for a bounce back because of, maybe an easy schedule and maybe more of a return to health is San Francisco. I know they weren't great last year. I believe they only won 6 games, but the injury bug seems to just keep hitting them, right? They've got some on defense. Brandon Ayuk's still going to be out for a while. Jawan Jennings just started practicing this week, and we haven't seen Christian McCaffrey much lately either. So I'm still a little weary. I know that, everyone's got the stat. They have the easiest schedule in football, but it's only an easy schedule if you're healthy and you're good, right? It's like the NFL games are almost never easy. So San Fran, I'm a little more wary on the more that these injuries keep piling up.
Mention the Chargers now. Connor Halley, our producer, is a huge Chargers fan, and they injuries seem to be their biggest problem year after year. They're starting in Brazil tomorrow night against the Kansas City Chiefs. What do you make of the Chiefs? Like this team, all they do is really get to Super Bowls. I know they don't win them all, but they're still pretty damn good. On paper, the Chiefs might look better from my standpoint. Where do you come out?
Yeah, I mean, if they feel better about the left side of that offensive line, their first round pick at left tackle, Josh Simmons, is going to be a huge piece. And I think maybe early in the season, they're still going to be trying to figure out their offense. But the big piece coming back in week 7 is going to be Rashee Rice, coming off a 6-game suspension. He's their number one receiver. He's their top target. And you can see they just weren't as explosive once he got hurt last year. So when they get Rice back, I think they're going to be really, really dangerous. And look, they're always dangerous. They've got Mahomes. They've got Andy Reid. They've got Steve Spagnuolo. No matter how much people want to doubt them, they're going to be right near the top of all the standings, and they're going to be in contention at the very end.
What do you make of the Chiefs and really Patrick Mahomes? Because, hey, they win games, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Now, a lot of people play fantasy football, so they're like, hey, but what did you make of Mahomes this season last year?
I think it's kind of like those old New England Belichick teams when there was years where they weren't that explosive and they weren't that flashy, but they're the best situational team in football. And as always, no matter what kind of team he has around him, if it's a close game late, Mahomes is going to show up to play. I mean, I think the number one stat for me for the Chiefs last year was, including the playoffs, they went 12-0 in one-score games. They just find ways to win no matter what, and they put it in the past and they move on to the next week. That's really the beauty of that team. It's the same way Brady and Belichick used to be in New England. They just win football games, and it doesn't matter if you like it or how you like how they're playing or whatever. If they have more points than the other team, they do not care. They're just out there for wins.
TR?
Well, I was wondering, so I got a lot of Buffalo Bills fans surrounding me, and do they have any concerns? Or, I mean, they must have some. What are your concerns for the Bills heading into this season?
Defense, and more defense. Offensively, with Josh Allen and everything they have around, they've been ready to win a Super Bowl for multiple years already. It's the fact that they haven't been able to make big stops in big moments on defense, and especially their secondary. Look, the first-round rookie cornerback Maxwell Harrison already out the first 4 games. I don't know. They've re-signed veteran Tre'Davious White, an old friend, and I'm not sure he's healthy to start the season. That secondary is really the biggest concern for me. And when you talk about, okay, you're playing in an AFC with Lamar Jackson, with Patrick Mahomes, with Joe Burrow, with Bo Nix, with Justin Herbert, with C.J. Stroud, with all these quarterbacks in the AFC, you have to be able to make stops through the air. And they couldn't do that enough last year, at least in big spots. So I think, for me, the X factor every single year now, Josh Allen's ready to win a Super Bowl. Their defense has to be better in big moments.
Dalton Wasserman joins us. Dalton, going to some fantasy, looking ahead to the season, and I know you study that lots. The tight end position. Last year we saw some guys, Trey McBride, a few other guys, step up. Bowers, of course. When you get past the top 5, do you still think 8, 9, 10 tight ends this year, likely because they were drafted later, are going to give you almost as much good value as those top end guys?
There's a couple of guys I'll tell you I'm keeping a close eye on. One is Tucker Kraft over there in Green Bay. I think, the last couple of years, him and Luke Musgrave were drafted the same year, but it seems like late last year that Kraft really started to become the guy for them. I think he could get a lot of targets for them. And I'll tell you, we had Brock Bowers, a sensational rookie last year. I'm going to go to another one with Tyler Warren in Indianapolis. And I actually think this is a guy who benefits a ton from Jones starting over Richardson, which Jones is just the more accurate quarterback, and they can work those RPOs and underneath throws. I think Tyler Warren is really a guy to look out for, even as a rookie.
Dalton, thanks so much for this, man. We look forward to it. Give me your breakout fantasy football player this year.
Oh, wow. Okay. I already mentioned Warren. You're giving me a tough one there. I'm going to say I'm going to go, you know what? I'll go with another rookie. I think, and I know he's going early first round already, but I think Ashton Genty's going to be really good. I love that kid. I loved him at Boise State. He's going to be terrific.
Awesome. And for fun, UNC, was it 1 week, or are they going to be because let's be honest, they've never really been a great football program, but what's your expectations? How many games do you think they're going to win? How bad are they going to be?
I think if they can get it together over some softer opponents over the next 2-3 weeks, they can make a bowl game. But they won't be that bad every week because TCU is a pretty darn good team. They won 9 games last year, but they've got to get it together on offense. I don't know if it's going to be Max Johnson or Gio Lopez starting at quarterback, but their offense has to get better if they're going to make a bowl game. I think that would be the hope to me, is make a bowl game and move on from there.
Awesome stuff, Dalt. Thanks so much, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys as always. Thank you.
There you go. That's Around the NFL, brought to you by Volvo Cars. Edmonton, the NFL season is a lot of fun. And TR, it's I know that you don't necessarily have a team you watch it. Do you play fantasy football at all?
Not much. I do. I bet on the game today. I don't know all the intricate details and specifics and the rules. I watch, but there's so much to take in. So I'd just be throwing money away. I really enjoy it. I bet on at least one game whenever they're being played. Like I said, I've already bet on the game tonight. I'll pick maybe yards, passing yards, maybe the total, maybe a team. I like to know what's going on, but I just don't think I'm qualified to be entering any football pools.
Okay, well, that's fair. But, get in a beginner pool with everybody else, and then you're all the same. So maybe you and Livingston could get in the pool together, right? Beginners or us could be the name of your pool. Maybe put Connor in there because, you know what? His leagues are kind of a joke anyway. No, I'm kidding. Hey, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. Terry Ryan, Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, and Livingston will join us on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
It all started in 2006.
The year Twitter was founded.
Google bought YouTube.
We played Wii Sports.
And the Rocks opened, changing Jasper Avenue forever.
Celebrate 19 years of OTR on September 19th.
Featuring Edmonton's own, the Royal Factory.
Along with party band
DJ Deadly Nedley and DJ Kenny K.
Edmonton's biggest party started in 06 and is still rocking harder than ever.
See you September 19th.
On the Rocks.
Jasper Ave and 118.
Action Electrical's projects team takes the field, folks, ready to execute the entire plan for new commercial builds.
Absolutely. They're masters of design, build, sketching strategy, from initial blueprints to core electrical infrastructure. The team never misses on complex projects.
Known for handling big league constructions and major renovations, ensuring flawless execution, hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Silent Rides is one of Alberta's premier bus charter companies. With state-of-the-art motor coaches, we provide our customers with the safest and most reliable ground transportation. Our seatbelt-equipped buses have become the preferred carrier for many local sports teams, tours, corporate outings, and other various travel across Western Canada. For more information and to request a quote, call 1-877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is the #1 heating and cooling company for people who want heating and cooling, because you'll save a bundle by bundling. Then you can use hot, cold, hot, cold. Come on, thermostat, do what you're told. Turn up the heat, turn up the cold to the vent, start pushing out tornadoes. Bundle my furnace with some AC. Gonna get a new from Legacy! Oh yeah, save a bundle when you bundle your new furnace and AC from Legacy today. Plus no payments and no interest for 1 year. That's how you build your legacy. Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Ah, Hawaii. The warmth of a golden sunset as the waves roll in. The freshness of a waterfall. The lush scent of tropical flowers in the air. You don't need to travel to enjoy all Hawaii has to offer. You just need to order pizza. Bring Hawaii home with the Aloha Trio, available for a limited time at Papa John's. Try our classic Hawaiian, super Hawaiian, or Hawaiian barbecue chicken for just $19.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proudly locally owned and operated.
Listen up, because we're about to tell you what nobody else will. There's a serious problem in auto service. The price you expect is almost never the price you pay. Big Toy Shop tells it like it is. No BS, no false inflated bill. It's just the honest service you need, done quickly and done well at a price that doesn't make you feel like a chump. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. Call 780-298-2797.
It's happened again, and construction season is in full swing. Job delayed, money lost, and clients disappointed because your rigging failed and it wasn't inspected. Don't let this happen to you. Have your lifting slings, fittings, hoisting tools, and safety harnesses checked with Titan Supply. Titan Supply offers certified on-site and in-house rigging inspections and service, so they can repair it, replace it, and recertify it. Titan Supply in Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary, and at titansupply.ca. Lift, dig, haul.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Culligan for all your residential water needs. Your local water treatment company, more than just big bottles. Culligan.com.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$3.41. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley with you. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, Orders Nation, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday. And if you're a big NFL fan, you're pretty excited. The season officially kicks off tonight. The Eagles and the Cowboys in your fantasy league. Maybe you got some Eagles, maybe you got some Cowboys, maybe the guys you're playing have some. So either way, you'll be watching. Then we got the Chargers Chiefs tomorrow from Brazil, and then a full slate of games on Sunday, and then of course Monday nighters. Also orders Captain Skate. We'll talk about that in the 4 o'clock hour. But first, we're going to get to the racing report brought to you by Cantork. What's the best way to beat the terrorists? Well, buy Canadian. Cantork's products are not only made in Canada, they're made right here in the City of Champions. Save money, support Canada at cantork.com. It's Colin Livingston joins us once again. CL, how you doing?
You know, man, I'm doing pretty well today.
Well, geez, the final, we'll get into the real F1 and everything else, but you end the karting season. You don't get shut out. You get a win late in the last opportunity.
Usually,
does this save you from relegation?
I think I can come back to the B League again next year. I'm not going to get demoted, but oftentimes when I win a race, when drivers win a race, they're pretty humble. A lot of good things happen. We got a lot of lucky breaks. I honestly have no idea how I was able to do it last night. I haven't been running in my kart. I haven't been training the way I want to, but there was a moment in the first heat that kind of pissed me off. And, I went from just wanting to go out and run laps, and I distinctly said, I had a good friend of mine come to the race. We grew up together. It's his first time at the go-kart track. And I said, you know what? Now I feel like racing. And he looked at me. I'm like, I'm just fired up now and I want to go. Like I didn't want to get in anyone's way. I didn't want to, risk bending equipment or, overexerting myself, not really being ready. But once the switch was flipped, I was on a mission. Like the first heat, I basically finished dead last because, it doesn't really matter why. Second heat, I started 23rd out of 27 karts. They put the raw rookies behind me. So I got a couple places that way just on the start, but I finished 16th. So I passed 7 karts on track, which is not bad. And then in the final, just happened to get a good start. Got around the second place driver in my class, Damon Shelamy, and I could see the leader, and he wasn't pulling away from me. But towards the end, he let one of the lighter guys go, which kind of put me back on his bumper. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I could win. I really didn't expect it, but I knew that was the position. And then he made a little mistake in the hard braking zone at turn 1. I managed to duck him inside of him. And then honestly, I just held on for dear life. I mean, I felt like my head was going to come off my neck because my strength just isn't there. If you see some of these F1 drivers and the exercises they're doing, or like what, Mike Tyson.
I was watching it where they have the weight where you're pulling it on your head. And my son's like, that's gotta really hurt, because he was watching Drive to Survive, and they had just actually this past week I watched that one, and he's like, that's really gotta hurt, just because you have to have your neck muscles. I look at football players, neck muscles have to be very strong, rugby players for sure, but race car drivers have to be right up there.
You'll see, like Max Verstappen's posted videos where he does a side plank, but it's on his head. So he rests his head on the side of a bench and he can hold himself up just by his neck. Like,
that's crazy.
Like it's insane.
It's funny because if you look at them, they're not very big dudes, right? But you have to have certain strength in certain areas to race that long, that fast.
If you see a driver, even just with their t-shirt, take a look. Like from their jawline out to their shoulders, their necks are massive, and they have to be, because while we'll pull 2.5 to 3 G's through the corners, they're pulling 5 G's. They're that's lateral G's. They have like -5 G's on deceleration. Then so their heads are bouncing all over the place, but it's a big part of the training program.
Mm-hmm. Well, congrats, man. Interesting in F1 this past weekend. Tough weekend for Ferrari, no question, right? With Hamilton and Leclerc. But is it all but over in your eyes for Piastri? Like, can anybody catch him?
I mean, Norris can come back. If Piastri has a bad weekend, and I don't wish this on anyone, maybe he's got a mechanical issue, he doesn't score, Norris comes back and wins the race, the gap's back to 9. Like, there's a little bit of comfort knowing you can have one bad race, but no, there's a lot of racing left. Piastri has been way more consistent. Norris seems to have better flashes of brilliance, but championships are built over the season, and it's based on consistently finishing well, not having those moments of glory. I think it's unlikely, but it's still there's lots to play for.
Yeah. Well, there's lots to play for in other areas for sure, right?
Yeah, the constructors is over. Like, McLaren's going to win the constructors, no question.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Right. Were you surprised in the Cadillac's announcements of their drivers?
No.
No.
Zero surprise at all. The surprise move actually happened this week when they announced that Colton Herta was leaving Andretti. Like, he's leaving IndyCar to become Cadillac's reserve driver. So there have been a number of IndyCar drivers like Alex Palou and Pato O'Ward have been named as McLaren reserve drivers, but they continued on in IndyCar, where Colton Herta is going to be the test driver. So he's going to be running a full season, he's going to be leaving IndyCar permanently, but he doesn't have enough super license points to qualify for an F1 license. So he's going to have to do.
How many points you need?
You need to have, it's 40 points that have to be amassed over a 3-year period. IndyCar is so slighted, like they're weighted so poorly that it's almost impossible for an IndyCar driver to make it over. What they're going to have to do is get him to it sounds like he might run the last, like they F2 races this weekend in Monza. It's too early for him to get in the car. He might do the last 3 races to see how he does, to see how many points he can get. He can build up points by doing free practice sessions in Formula One. So by completing 100 kilometers of free practice sessions, he can get a certain amount of points. And then maybe, definitely not this year, being 2026, maybe for 2027, it might even be 2028 before he'd qualify for a super license.
Okay. And now, speaking of IndyCar, their season finale, Newgarden gets the win, kind of like the Colin Livingston of IndyCar, I guess. There,
you're not the first to compare us, that's for sure.
But he's first, Paolo's second. Like, just Newgarden continued his streak. He had I took my notes, now I can't find the damn thing. But that win for him kept a pretty good streak for him going, of always finding a way to get to win.
And he won at home. Penske's had a very, very questionable, or very, very poor year. Only Will Power had won to this point. So for Newgarden to get the win at home was big. To end with a win is big. but yeah, then the bombshell that Will Power. I mean, we knew it was very likely that Will was going to be removed from the team, but announced this week that Will is going to be joining Andretti to replace Colton Herta.
Well, speaking of Power, right? Like he's out.
Yeah,
right? Like
he's out, but he's back in.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that is weird though. Like, what do you make of that whole situation?
I say you guys in the NHL, it's considered free agency.
Yeah.
In the racing world, we call it silly season. I mean, it was gangbusters from Monday when the calendar flipped to September 1st is when all the drivers that were out of contract were eligible. Now, obviously, these things happen while the drivers are under contract, even though they're not supposed to be talking to anyone. But yeah, Rinus VeeKay is going to be leaving. It looks like he's going to go join AJ Foyt. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of dominoes that already started going, and we're not even a week out of IndyCar season.
Now, I want to go to F1 because I'm chuckling. Only because there are rules. Anybody listening, whatever your sport of choice is, that's your favorite sport, there'll be certain times where you're like, what? This is the worst rule. Why aren't we changing it? So Lewis Hamilton is going to serve a 5-place grid penalty because he didn't slow down enough during warm-up. But the problem is it's so vague, right? They say, well, he has to require to travel at a greatly reduced speed. Now, I don't know. I didn't see exactly what his speed was, but it didn't look like it was crazy for him to get a grid penalty for this. What does this happen often? Or am I delusional? Not that I've been following it intensely, but I don't see this very often.
It's not common, but the start of every race weekend, the race director will give their notes and they'll set up the criteria for the weekend. So they did say that in the final sector, what happens before the race on Sunday is drivers go out on track. Like
yes.
You watch the broadcast, the front stretch is full of people, right? Like there's teams are out there, all the broadcasters are out there, the VIPs, all the muckety mucks, and the cameras are out there. They're on the front straightaway as the cars are on track. So the cars leave pit road, get out towards turn one at any given track. They can run at speed all the way around, but when they get to the final corner, they need to come back down pit road at pit road speed. The way the rule is written is that what they did is they put up what's considered a double waved yellow in that last sector, which means you've got to greatly reduce your speed. But what the hell does that mean? Does that mean 20 kilometers below what you were doing? Does that mean 100 kilometers below what you're doing? Does it mean you have to stop within a certain amount of time? It's not actually measurable. So the FIA said, well, due to extenuating circumstances, this is normally a 10 grid position penalty. We're only making it 5. But this was something that there was no danger. There was no near miss. It was just a regular reconnaissance lap that Lewis Hamilton's done for, almost 20 years. This isn't for me a Lewis Hamilton thing by any stretch of the imagination. If this was Lance Stroll or if this was Yuki Tsunoda, I'd say the same thing. If your rule is going to be ambiguous, you can't apply a specific penalty. You didn't slow down enough. Well, how much is enough? Tell me how much that is, and then everybody gets to do it.
And just make a speed, just put a speed limit. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Right. Very simple. Now, the news coming out, the Dominicelli saying they're looking at shorter races, scrapping free practice, and reverse grids for the future of F1. Are any of these things realistic?
They are very realistic because when F1 management says this is the way we're going to move the sport, then that's the way the sport generally moves.
What would be the benefit? Why would they do it?
What his intention, from what he says, is that they're trying to attract younger people. And they're saying that the young people are consuming F1 in like reels and in shorts. They don't have the attention span, or they don't have the interest to go through a full race distance of an hour and a half to 2 hours. But you've got a number of fans and a number of people around the world who love just watching the race. And
what's reverse grid mean? Like, are they going the other way?
No, reverse grid means if you qualify first, you potentially start last. Or they'll do like what we would call a P-pick. You go out and qualify, and then somebody grabs a random number and says, okay, we're going to invert the top 9, or we're going to invert from position this to this. So if you qualified 9th, you potentially start first with the hope that the guys who are faster in the grid have to work their way up to there's going to be more passes. It's a way of, in theory, we do it at our level because it gives people a chance to see the grid from a different spot. It's just not always the fast guys up front. They have to start at the back. Yeah. The guys who are in the middle get a chance to be up front. But this is professional racing. This is supposed to be the pinnacle of motorsport. Yeah.
But I could see the argument in making it more competitive in a way. But then here's my challenge. Are guys not going to want to win qualifying?
Well, it opens up a whole can of worms for sure. Mm-hmm. But it's gimmick. It's
okay.
Like, okay,
that's totally fair.
I'm gonna go back. I've not been kind to NASCAR. I think NASCAR in the US, the professional grades of NASCAR, have really gone to gimmick level vehicular motorsport. They try and make every single thing that happens exciting. But what makes something exciting is when something unexpected happens. If you expect excitement all the time, then it becomes commonplace and nothing's exciting anymore. And that's what it seems like F1 is going to fall into the same trap. The teams actually have a bit of say to come to F1 management and say, like, this isn't what we signed up for. Like, no, we're not doing reverse grids. If you want to get rid of free practice, then you have to give us test sessions sometime in the year. There's always going to be some kind of trade-off.
Yeah.
But I really hope that some common sense prevails. Like, kids are still if kids are interested in consuming highlight packages, they'll watch after the race, and then they can get excited for it and they can share their stuff. And then, maybe eventually they get more into real-time racing. But I don't think that actually, completely transforming the sport with the hope that you're going to change your demographic is really the way to go.
Lastly, quickly to the Pinty series. I know we've talked term. What is the term full send?
Full send. This is when you kind of go past what your brain tells you.
So it's like pedal to the metal?
The exact opposite. It's when you go into a braking zone, but you wait until the last moment. That was Alex last weekend in the Radical
and it's
race.
Called full send.
It's our term. Oh. It's a colloquial term for it. That we were getting to the end of the Radical race. I just let him know on the radio we were down to the last 6 minutes. If you're holding anything back, now's the time to use it. And he came into, if anyone's been to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, what's known as Moss Corner, turn 5A, 5B, you come down this like just screaming fast straightaway downhill. Alex came from legitimately 4 to 5 cars back of the guy we were following. Got right up to his bumper, and all of a sudden, I mean, you could almost see the guy's reaction where he saw Alex was on his bumper. He basically just moved over at 5B. Alex drove away. We went from 4th to 3rd, and Alex ended up on the podium. But I can post that video later on today to show what full send is all about.
Full send. All right. Well, congrats. We will chat with you next Thursday.
Thanks so much.
There you go. That's Livingston, the Racing Report, brought to you by Can Torque. Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. Are you ready to swap out your tires this fall? Fountain Tire makes it easy and saves you money. Get $50 off tire storage with the purchase of a new set of tires in September. No more stacking your tires in your garage. Let them handle it. See select locations for details. FountainTire.com.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Week 1 in the NFL season gets going tonight out in Philly with the Eagles hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Kickoff set for 6:20. Also, wide receiver Amari Cooper, 5-time Pro Bowler, informing the Las Vegas Raiders he intends to retire just days before the team opens up the season in New England. The decision comes after he signed a 1-year deal with the organization on August 26th. And Broncos outside linebacker Nick Bonito signing a 4-year, $106 million extension with $70 million guaranteed. He broke out last season, recording 13.5 sacks. Major League Baseball tonight. You got the Dodgers and the Pirates meeting in Pittsburgh. Rays host the Guardians, Angels in Kansas City. Twins taking on the White Sox and the Yankees in Houston. Right now, top of the 7th, Brewers and Phillies still scoreless. And in the WNBA, 3 games on the schedule. The Mercury taking on the Mystics. Valkyries host the Wings, and the Lynx in Vegas to take on the Aces. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll ask 5 questions and hear comments from Oilers' Stuart Skinner and Leon Draisaitl. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sport 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station.
CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
The biggest game of the season, your Edmonton Elks Labor Day rematch with the Calgary Stampeders on Saturday, September 6th. It's the next gen game presented by National Bank. Kids get in free with a paid adult P5 ticket, and tickets start at just $20. Score yours at goelks.com.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
The Midsummer Sales Event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. The all-new redesigned 2026 XC90 is here. Test drive the ultimate evolution in luxury. Lease or finance a 2025 XC60 from 0.49% and save $5,000. Finance or lease a 2026 XC40 from 2.99%. Come and discover the deals now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Great vehicles, better service. The Midsummer Sales Event is on now at VolvoCarsEdmonton.com.
Some people wake up and get dressed for work in a suit and tie or a nice dress. At GS Construction, we're less fashion forward and more putting our best foot forward. We wear hard hats and steel toe boots, and most importantly, we wear 50 years of experience with pride. It's not glamorous, it's definitely not easy, but it matters. We do it well. So if you'd like to be part of something where your work matters, GS Construction is hiring. Just remember, when you come for an interview, ditch the tie. See more at gsconstruction.ca.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got Booster Balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster Balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients. Chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy, the new mint chocolate booster ball, peppermint cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No. Booster Juice. Canadian born. Blending since 1999.
Need the perfect ride? The Golf Cart people have it. They offer a wide selection of new and used models from top brands like Club Car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go. Whether it's a lifted cart for adventure or a sleek ride for the course, they'll find your match. Customize with accessories or choose a ready-to-go option. Trusted by Albertans since 1997 for quality. Visit golfcartpeople.com to find your cart and hit the road or fairway your way.
It takes grit. It takes heart. It's the legendary Canadian Finals Rodeo, powered by ATV. From October 1st to 4th in Edmonton, the nation's best go head-to-head in a battle of pure willpower. Witness the raw strength and adrenaline at Rogers Place. Plus, soak up the Western lifestyle at the Canadian Country Expo, with free admission and shuttles running between the expo and the arena. This is more than a rodeo. It's a showdown. Get your tickets now at CFR.ca. What's your vision for your community? At Vision Credit Union, ours is a thriving rural Alberta where kids have team jerseys, firefighters have the gear they need, and community kitchen fridges stay full. It's why we give back millions every year through grants, donations, sponsorships, and profit shares. Because when your community succeeds, we all do. Bank somewhere with Vision. Vision Credit Union. We see banking differently. Learn more at visioncu.ca.
What's better than a family reunion? Getting the family discount. At Nisku Ford, you're not just a customer, you're part of the family. And we believe our family deserves the very best.
Our legendary employee pricing has been held over into September. So if you just got back from summer vacation, you can still get the Ford you want with exclusive deals reserved for our closest kin.
The coffee's on. Drive into Nisku Ford or visit niskuford.ca today. Above expectations. The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar. Presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids age 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic.
September 11th to 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Northwest Crane, available for all your lifting and equipment needs, specializing in selling and servicing cranes. Get lifting at northwestcrane.com.
Hat tricks, touchdowns, and home runs. Get it all with the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.406 Thursday afternoon, the start of another NFL season. Welcome back. It is the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website where 100% of the revenue stays right here in the province at PlayAlberta.ca. And remember, NFL is back. There's improved odds, a smoother sports book, more ways to score. Check it out at PlayAlberta.ca. We're going to get to some thoughts from Stuart Skinner, Leon Draisaitl coming up momentarily. Of course, now it is Captain Skate, so just, what you're talking about. When people say, "Hey, how'd they look?" I'm going to tell you, I don't know. Like unless somebody was like noticeably ailing, it's a glorified shinny game. If I'm being bluntly honest, right? Like they're just there. You just kind of keep your feet moving, stay in shape. There's not much to really analyze. There are little things. Right? Like I'll say this, David Thomas hair is a lot thicker and bigger than he was listed at kind of 180. I don't know if that was from, when he was 22 years of age, but no, he's a thick, full guy, probably 195, 200 pounds. Right. And that's not because he's heavy and, out of shape by any stretch. He just, a lot of times when they list those weights of players, it doesn't change for 4 or 5 years. And lots of guys, especially from the age of 20 to 25, are putting on weight every year. Good weight, but they're putting it on every year. Like TR. If I look at TR at 18 when you're drafted to TR at 22, what are you, 15 pounds heavier?
Oh God, yeah. You do that without even trying. I think it's just your body getting older. People forget when players come into the league in the NHL, even prospects going to camp, and you're analyzing their everything, their every move, their weight, their composition, their makeup, their background, their genetics, their family. You look into everything. And as far as your body, you're 18, 19 years old. In baseball or football or in basketball, it's often the case that the players that are coming into the league are a little bit older. Not that they're wily veterans or aged, men of wisdom at that point. But hockey's always a little bit earlier. I find drastic changes. I really do. If someone just grows and skates, their legs are going to get a little bit bigger, right? Your growth is going to do one thing. For me, you look at a guy, once he's an established pro, one way or the other, whatever league he lands in, and, finds a workout regimen and sees what's right. The other thing is some players adjust it. I think I talked a little bit about it on here. My game, I played a rugged game. It was the era of the power forward, and Montreal had me on creatine, had me like I was almost like looking back because I like bulking up. I'm not blaming them. I went along with it. I thought it'd be a good idea. You know, people are working out. I'm working out every day. It must be good. Taking creatine, right? It's going to put on some great weight. But I found, and I just assumed, I didn't even think that might slow me down. But I went up to 212 one year, 215. That was probably the same year. And it all wasn't like baby fat, or I told a story about coming into camp, but there was a reason that I came in like that. Like I probably ate a little bit much my first camp, maybe had a few beers in the summer, but part of it was definitely they wanted me to put on weight. I was on creatine. I was doing, sets of like 2 and 3 on the bench. I mean, it's the exact opposite of what I probably should have been doing. At least I was doing something, I guess. But I found in the older I got, I just felt way better at 195. You find your weight and you see what clicks, man. And the combination of speed and, durability. And then you got to be able to use those things to your advantage while still being able to do your job. So for me, it took me at least 3 years to figure that out. And I'm sure other guys, maybe a little bit longer, maybe a little bit shorter, but no one is ready to go and full physical form at 19 years old, 18 years old.
Yeah. Now, let's get in the room, brought to you by Action Electrical, commercial service division, emergency response, troubleshooting and repairs, full-time service managers, estimators, coordinators, and dispatchers. Learn more at actionelectrical.net. Now, the one thing I want to hear from Leon Draisaitl is, hey, Podkolzin does a lot of small things very well. And you know what? We saw it last year. He helps out in areas. And so I asked Draisaitl what he's seen from Podkolzin, to take that next step offensively on top of the little things that he does.
A lot of things that a lot of people that don't really understand hockey, they don't see it. He does a lot of work for me, and it lets me have a lot of time with the puck and sets me up in great situations where I lack that in my game. He does a lot of great things for me personally. So I really, really love playing with him. He's a great player. He's really, really underrated with the puck, really underrated hockey sense, great hockey mind. So I think there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more offense. I think there's a lot more finish. Hopefully, it'll come out. But he's a player that doesn't need to score to be really, really valuable and effective.
TR, what do you make of those words from Draisaitl about Podkolzin?
Well, I mean, he's the most impactful and important judge, as he's his teammate and quite likely his line mate. But I'm not totally blown away. It is kind of surprising. But again, I remember him saying this last year and I was surprised. Not because I don't think that he's a good pro at Podkolzin or because I think there's any lack of preparation or anything. You just look at the on-ice product. I think most fans, especially towards the beginning of last year, were it looked like there was something else there. But that he wasn't maybe accessing, there seemed to be, I'm not necessarily saying effort, he's squeezing his stick, something like that. Maybe it's something easy, that happens. But so from what I saw, I didn't realize that a player of Draisaitl's magnitude was so big on him, and it's so much praise. I mean, I could see it if it was Gretzky and Curry. You know what I'm getting at? Obviously, because there's a chemistry, but I didn't really see the chemistry the way that Draisaitl sees it. But again, he's the most important person in that conversation. But that's why I'm just slightly surprised. But the rest of it, Podkolzin's a pro. He had a great reputation coming in. I watched enough of him in Vancouver. So kind of surprising from the point of view of a fan's perspective, but I will go as far as to say encouraging if I'm an Oilers fan, because a lot of, you want your star players to be happy and comfortable.